The Kibaki administration, which I had the honor to serve in, really, now William Ruto said you do everything, all those things. But Kenyans remember one thing. They had money in their pockets.
Yes. That's true.
What Ruto has done is taken out that money. Right? So we will see what we can do with remaining 4 years to Vision 2030 and then improve on it. The AU talks about Agenda 2063. Well, you know what we had in mind? That by 2030, Kenya will have reached the status of a medium income country in the world, with Kenyans enjoying very high standards of living, high quality living. But instead, now we have reduced. This William Ruto administration has actually brought about so much poverty. And it's written in the faces of Kenyans. Yeah. Desperation, despair, instead of moving towards 2030. Now he comes up, he says, Kenya will take Kenyans to Singapore. Can you imagine? You people sitting here in Washington, hearing your leader saying, you take your people to Singapore.
They want to go to Kenya.
Not even in Kenya. And first of all, he forgets that there's sovereign equality of nations. You want to be proud of who you are. Yes. And then build on it. Now, of course you're saying that Singapore, and of course Singapore, as himself and Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, those of you who have read his book, will know that he tolerated those who are economic saboteurs were killed. Yes. He could not tolerate stealing of public resources. Others were actually committing suicide. When he didn't kill, most of them committed suicide because they were exposed. Until we get to the situation where Kenyans believe that anything stolen is evil, we will not fight, we will not win this war against corruption. I'm telling you, we are nearly there. We are nearly there. And of course, there are some other international agreements, the UN Sustainable Development Goals. William Ruto has no idea about those. But what was even more interesting was Dr. Buru saying, yes, we will get to Canaan, as Raila Odinga used to say, and us. He said, we will take our people to Canaan. That was proverbial Canaan. So Buru says, we'll go to Canaan, all right, but via Singapore. So our leadership has become a joke. So what, of course, the country lacks is also execution. The time for declarations is long gone. We will once in office, will act to establish comprehensive diaspora protection mechanisms, reduce remittances cost to below 3%, strengthen consular services so that you own. You see, now this is the time for economic diplomacy, not people sitting in. The days when I was foreign minister, we used to transmit things through the diplomatic bag. That is a kike. There's nothing now secretive about what is happening. See what Donald Trump is saying, bringing resources back, getting people to invest in America, which is already a first world country. Now, we have to learn some of these lessons and act in the best interest of our people. We'll also complete diaspora skills mapping so that we can use you effectively at home. We also create trusted investment platforms, such as what you're already trying to work on. I heard your colleague here say a diaspora bank, and I think you've been corrected. We need to look at that. This is time to run, not to begin to beat about the bush anymore. No. We will also enable you full political participation. Your community invests in Kenya every day. Remember the Western Union. Western Union and Kisii community, particularly in Minnesota, very aggressive. They send so much money to Kisii every week. But M-Pesa has tried to catch up with them as well. That is a Kenyan invention, the M-Pesa. And to hear that they have actually sold out the interest, public interest, to Vodafone without proper consultation is a crime. We're already going to court, as you heard us say. Just like we went to court to protect the JKI, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. which had been sold off to the Adani Group. The Adani Group are actually facing indictment in the United States. So, then the title, Building a Shared Path Forward Together. And as I said, tonight is really about talking about partnership and listening to you. From mental health strains to navigating scams, from mentoring young talent to channeling expertise home, your priorities surely do matter. Let us commit to dialogue that is continuous, honest, and impactful. Let me leave you with this thought. Our diaspora has never failed Kenya. Kenya must never fail our diaspora. That is the promise. I give you that pledge. That is the promise of the incoming Ukombozi administration. And together, we will build a nation anchored in dignity, opportunity, justice, and shared prosperity. Let me add, because I wanted to place that on record, let me add that, as my colleagues have shared with you, we have to make a decision and really determine. As Obama once said, to be the change that you want to be.
That's true.
Our country has suffered enough. Yes. Misruled. Right now, we are a gangster nation. Can you imagine the police are escorting goons to go and kill and fight young people? You must have seen Governor Sakaja, for example, in June last year, during the first anniversary of the Gen Z revolt, saying nobody is going to demonstrate in Nairobi. And it was shown clearly on CNN, on Al Jazeera, marooning gangs. Of course paid. But paid 3,500 to show up. That is how cheap we have become. We are paying goons to hurt each other. And the duty of the police is to protect every Kenyan. The right to demonstrate is clearly defined and protected clearly under Article 37 of our Constitution. We'll all remember President Kibaki for having given us a proper heritage document, the Constitution. And yet we are a country with a Constitution, but we have not internalized constitutionalism. So we will do everything. Believe you me, I want to ask you directly to come out and support us and support this cause. Again, Madam Dr. Choti said, and that is a spirit, that she can even imagine sell her dress. That's what, if I heard correctly. Even the clothes you are wearing, you're prepared. That is total commitment. And that is the revolution that we are talking about. Please come out. Come out.